Hey, I'm Gary Thomas. I play bass. I'm the main singer of the band.
I'm Alan Schneider. I play drums and once in a while do some backup vocals, things like that.
My name is Michael Adler, and I play guitar and do backup vocals.
I'm Brandon Card. I play guitar. I sing very occasionally. Yeah.
I object, Your Honor.
The origin is because the P was taken, so we changed to the B. It's phonetically the same, the Sbins, and it looks really cool.
The name itself kind of just, as any good band name does, I think it just kind of came to us, and then, you know, the Sbins in itself is like a simple thing, but it could mean a lot at the same time. We liked the multiplicity and the sort of idea.
The band formed out of necessity. Like everything else is great in this world. We had good people, and we just met up.
Gary, Alan, and I jammed, and then it's kind of been history since and then they brought me in, you know, maybe a year-ish ago, I want to say.
I'm one of the founding members of the band, as is Gary and Alan. Yeah, we were in another band together, and we always wanted to do just like a three-piece project on the side, and now it's the big thing, so it's awesome.
Gary and I have been playing as like a bass player and drummer together since I was a freshman in high school and you were a sophomore, junior. And that's like my first experience with any of these guys. And then from there, Adler just kind of like appeared out of nowhere as if heaven opened up and just shone a beautiful light down on him. There he was. So now there's four of us and that's the thing.
Psychedelic funk, because I like how it rolls off the tongue.
That can't be right.
You said what?
Don't listen to him.
I don't know, maybe.
We play undisclosed music.
As far as genre, we try not to stick to one thing. We kind of dabble in everything a little bit. We like to be open musicians and just give ourselves the ability to play with anyone and everyone. So
one day we're into rock. The next day we're dabbling in some jazz. Diddling some funk. Sliding into some indie. Getting sloppy with some rap. Just all over the place.
Honestly, like if I'm gonna say it real, my biggest musical influences was video games in general. So you could say like Eastern Japanese composers.
Yes is definitely like my biggest musical influence next to the Doors. And then, I mean, as of lately anyways, I've been listening to still a lot of Charlie Parker, but that's really it. Yes and the Doors mainly.
Well, I love jazz, but I really like Jimi Hendrix, and Jimmy Page is a big influence. I like his diverse playing styles, and I don't know. I like a lot of stuff, man. It's hard to break it all down.
as a drummer like Mitch Mitchell of Jimi Hendrix and Max Roach and obviously John Bonham, Elvin Jones. There's so many guys that I can't even name them all. You know, there's a lot of them.
Away from the linear and more towards the groove, and then I'm trying to go back to the linear. You gotta learn.
I'd say my style first started off from like AC/DC kind of blues rock, and now it's more leaning towards psychedelic funk and jazz and a bunch of stuff.
My style has not evolved since we started. But actually, it's a good thing because I've been weird the whole time. Everybody's always doing weird stuff, and now it's all just kind of like a bunch of weirdness colliding together, and everyone's changing. It's great.
Being exposed to these other guys has kind of forced me in a lot of ways to, you know, sort of come out of myself and not play what is comfortable, but to play like what feels right for the song and what feels the best. And those kinds of like forcing me out of my comfort zone has done a lot, I think, for me to evolve a little bit. And more than anything, I think I play more simply now than I used to. I used to really overcomplicate things and stuff, and I've relaxed a little bit on that because as a drummer, you just got to play what feels good, and you can't let that go. You just got to make it feel right. So, I hope that I've made some evolution to that fact.
Craziest thing that ever happened at a show? You got kicked off stage. The craziest thing that happened outside of a show was a bar fight.
Craziest thing that ever happened at the show.
Too drunk to play Love Train. I was way too drunk, and so was Brandon, and it was great.
Okay, so we all made these paper mache Meeseeks heads, Mr. Meeseeks from the show Rick and Morty, and yeah, we were all playing with these heads on, and it was ridiculous. The venue we were playing at had like no air conditioning whatsoever, and we were just like dying in these hats, like just pouring sweat. We couldn't hear ourselves, we couldn't hear each other, we couldn't make cues at each other, like we couldn't do anything with these hats on. And so I was the first one to take my hat off, and then I look over and I see Alan playing on the drums, and he's got his freaking stick stuck in his hair, just going like this, trying to hit the drum, and he couldn't freaking do it, so he's just like... it looked funnier with the hat on, but you get the point.
There was the first show we ever did as the Sbins, and this was maybe a few months before Adler was in the picture. Before we go on, this other band, the drummer comes up to me saying that he needs to basically use all my drums and all my cymbals. And as an owner of drums and cymbals, anybody sympathetic to that fact could understand like how unnerving that is. Long story short, I let him borrow them anyway. I watched their set as he beat the shit out of my equipment and mistreated a lot of things. So I kind of fucking chewed him out, like, in between sets, in front of the whole audience, and also his mom. It turns out, I found out later, his mom was standing, like, right there behind him while I just tore this kid a new asshole, like, verbally. For me, that doesn't usually happen, where I get, like, my blood boiling that crazy. So that, for me, was, like, a outlier.
Our songwriting process is one of the four of us, comes up with a part, and they say, check this out, and we all just make stuff to it. We don't like to make parts for each other unless I have like a part, and then just share it with the band.
Whether it starts with lyrics, drums, bass, or guitar, or even piano sometimes. Gary writes some stuff on piano. And oftentimes whoever came up with the first idea has more of an idea of what they want the rest of it to go like, so we just kind of give them the most control, but in reality, like, a lot of us have like a large degree of control over all of these songs, and it's kind of what makes us us, all of the individual input in every song. It makes it very unique. It keeps us from falling into our own holes as writers and kind of opens up our ideas.
I would tell my future self to don't bullshit and take every second of your life as it matters. It's really important to not waste time because it's all dwindling down, man. Yeah.
Quit being so lazy. Do shit. Just do it!
Get off your ass and do it now. Now. I do a lot of procrastinating, and to my future self, I would say stop doing that.
I would tell my future self, Congratulations, bro. You're alive. Hopefully. I'm hoping. Hopefully I'm still alive after this fucking interview.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. We can use that.
No, I can start that again, dude.
Nice,
Huh?
I like those.
Oh yeah, these kicks, man.
Those look good, dude.
Also a gift from Christy at some point.
Alright.
See, she's like matching up her
Okay.
gifts, so I have no choice.
She's
to
like-
wear them all
Okay.
together.
It's like trying to get you to
Shush, 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 shush.
That's my bad.
Alright.
Damn!
I'm just saying it.
What
I'm
was
just
the
repeating.
question again?
I'm just repeating. Yeah.
You look like those fucking
You don't know
aliens
the
from
choice.
Star Wars.
Oh, he's a
There's a lot of aliens in Star Wars.
Tweelies.
Your style evolved since you started. How has your style evolved since you started?
Uh,
The same question!
The guy who got killed by the Emperor, like super, like
Yeah!
remember, like the
Out
four,
of the
like
gate.
the four
With
masters,
4 people.
Four masters.
4 or 5. 4 or 5.
four masters from the freaking
Slayed by Sidious.
Just
fucking
in
wrecked.
2 seconds. Okay. Alright.
Who said
Wait, wait, wait.
singer?
No, you still
You know
lead singer?
Done.
Yeah.
2
Completely
seconds.
destroyed.
He fucking spun in
Kit
that business.
Fisto.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, Kid Fisto, that's
Fisto
yeah.
was the shit.
I remember
Dead.
that fucking spit.
They did him wrong.
They did him so dirty, bro.
Alright.
Stupid George.
Name and roll. How has your style?
Oh, it's still alive.
Disgusting! Oh my god! What was that just fell next to you?
I don't know. I felt it on my back though.
Yeah, that was weird, man.
dude.
How many pounds of fucking
kill
man
it.
does it take?
Kill a cricket.
That's a cricket, dude.
Now eat it.
Getting sloppy with some rap.
This is turned into Jackass!
Groping some oldies.
Crushed it.
I'm gonna have some bad luck.